Hi, so I've been wanting to do this video for a while. I'm just talking about the different machinery we have in the factory and what each machine does and the types of things our factory specializes in. So, follow me. Okay. So right here we have a cover stitch machine binder. And here's Allison. Hi, Allison. Hi. She's going to be doing a lot of our sew test for us today. So this machine is putting on binding as it's sewing, which creates a nice clean finish. And it's good for stretch, it's good for knitwear. And then if you pull that out, and you can take a look. It can do gathering sometimes and sometimes not. Do you want to give it a stretch? And the key to this machine is just how stretchy it makes it. So there's lots of different bindings in this world, but the cover stitch binding is the key to getting stretch. So you want to use that for high stretch, athletic wear, and things like that. Okay, thanks. All right, next machine. This machine is called a lock stitch machine. This is the most common machine you're going to find in any factory. This machine is good for knits or wovens. It's kind of your most basic sewing machine. If you have a home machine, this is the type of stitch that your home machine generally can do.
This is also an automatic.
And yeah, this is also automatic. You can see how she's pressing the foot pedal and the pedal will pop up. It will also have automatic thread cutters. And up here it's computerized to do different types of lengths of stitches and back tacking and things like that. So this stitch, what it does is just kind of your basic everyday stitch that you'd probably think about when you think of sewing. One thing about this machine, it does not stretch. So it's used for top stitching on areas that don't need a lot of stretch. So if I stretch this, the thread will actually break. So this would not be the proper machine to use on a super high stretch garment, which is why it's very important that you pay attention to the machinery your factory has, because you want to make sure it's actually making sense for your product and that they have machinery that specializes in whatever kind of product you're using. Okay, so this machine is called a serger or overlock machine. This is probably one of the most common machines you're going to see in any factory, actually. This particular machine is a 4-thread serge machine. It's very great for high stretch knits. And it actually cuts off the fabric and trims off the fabric as you're sewing. So if you get really close down here, there's actually a blade that is trimming off that fabric. I'm sewing pretty slow with it. It can go much faster. And you can see in the end, what you end up with is just kind of a normal stitch where we've joined 2 fabrics together. The really nice thing is it's going to have a lot of stretch, which again is part of our specialty here in the factory. So this machine is called a flatlock machine. I'm actually going to attempt to sew on it. Okay, so the nice thing about this machine is it's called a flatlock and it's flat on both sides. There's no seam allowance that's going to cause any chafing or irritation to the wearer. It's a very sturdy stitch, and again, it also has a lot of stretch without any popping on the machine. So this machine is one of the newer technologies in factories, especially for knits, because it does have that flat, no seam allowance on the back, which is really great for active wear. And so our factory has a few of these, again, specializing in high stretch knits. So I guess what mainly is important is when you're working with a factory, you want to make sure you're asking what types of machines they have, and if those machines are good for your type of product. Because we have seen people come to us with poor quality product because the wrong kind of factory is sewing their kind of product. So for instance, if you were sewing like maybe a denim jean, we are not the right factory for you. You'd want to be in a factory that had actual equipment for denim and for sewing jeans. Our factory is set up for the casuals and the knits and things like that. So if you have any questions, please contact us. We offer free 15-minute consultations. You can contact us at info@clothierDesignSource.com.